Hi everyone, welcome back, and guess what I'm using today? Yep, I'm using washi. So this is the extent of my washi collection. I don't have that much of it compared to a lot of other people that I've seen, but I want to do some things with it. So I thought I'd just do these in my ideas book so that I've got them for future reference. So first of all, I'm going to try and use some that I don't really use. So these ones here, I think these are, I'm not sure which ones, I think these are either Jane Davenport or Dina Wakley. I think they might be Jane Davenport actually when I look at them. And I don't tend to use them because they're too pretty. I know, that's really silly, but I'm sure that I could get some more and I'll end up throwing them in the bin because they're no good. But they're just gorgeous, so I have to use some of those today. So I'm going to try and do that now. So let's move those aside, and I'm bringing in my ideas book. And it's all too big for the table, so let me just push these to one side. This is the ideas book that I was working on and am still working on. I just haven't done anything on it for a little while, but I thought that I would. Now I'm just going to check out to see if I've got anything under W for washi. And if you remember, I put them back to front, so because I ran out of room from A to whatever. Oh, washi. I've got a card for it, but I don't have anything written on any pages. So this is probably very timely to try and do that. Now I do use washi in my projects, but sometimes I forget. Like for example, I've used it here. So I should actually add that to the card to say here as a hinge. In fact, I'll do that now. I've just got to grab my pen and just go back to that W. What page am I on? 6. Page 6. Let's see. I haven't finished my tabs either. I haven't really done this since the last time I had it out doing it with you. So as a hinge, and that will be on page 6. So that's something at least that I've done, but I've got some other ideas that I thought that I would do today. So we're up to page 10, so I have to go to page 10. This can be 11, and let's get some things on here. So first of all, I guess there's the obvious one is that if you make a card, or even if you don't, and I don't make that many cards anymore, but you can use it on a card. Now this is just a piece of card that I've cut in half. It's pretty old, but it'll do for this purpose. I don't like the outside. The outside's got ridges on it and it's shiny. You're probably not picking that up because of the flare on the camera, but anyway, the inside's plain and smooth, so that's what I'm going to use for it. And I'm just going to choose some washis now. I don't have, as you probably realise, very many bright washies because I don't really work in brights as such. But I do have a few of these ones that I thought I could use. And I also need my ruler, which here it is. Okay, just got that. So I'm going to put some down on here, just randomly, just to make things. Now, because I'm doing that on the side, I'm not able to straighten it very well, so I better do it this way. I thought that was good to turn it on the side, but it didn't really work. And that's fairly straight at the top, so that'll do. I'll just find a couple that I can put down, like this. So if you didn't make cards, you could use this as something on one of your junk journals where you're doing some sort of celebration journaling. So you don't have to have made a card as such. I just want to rip those off along the bottom here. And I'm going to keep going and do some more like this. It's a little bit crooked, but I'm going to leave it. I couldn't be bothered changing it, to be honest. I do want something in another colour though. I'm sticking to these washi tapes because these washi tapes are all in the same tones. I bought them on purpose like that. So that's why I'm just going to use them. I probably need some thinner ones too. Not too thin though. Here's a thin one. Now I want to put some candle flames up on top of them, and I don't have any yellow washi. So instead of doing that, I thought I'll get out my mustard seed distress ink. Now I have a little pad in the bottom here, and I'll just rub some on this bit of manila folder, and then I can cut some out of it to simulate the candle flame. I also think the washi might be really hard to cut into a candle flame shape, unless of course you had it so that it was on some backing anyway. I'll draw some candle flame shapes. What have I got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, so I need 8 candle flame shapes. I don't know, is that like they are? Sort of like that shape, I think. Probably don't need to be as dark as that when I'm drawing them. Yeah, they're more round on one end, aren't they? Like a teardrop shape. I'm trying to draw a heart. Every time I go to do that, I want to draw a heart. I'll cut one of them out and we'll see what it's like and see if it works. Actually, you know what I should have done, which I will, but I think that's going to give the effect. Yes, it will. Okay, change of plan. I'm going to do some more inking on the other end of this. So I just had a thought that I don't want my pencil marks to be there. What I'm going to do, I'll get this inked. I'm going to turn it over and draw my candle flame shapes on here. I keep going to draw that heart again. Are they more like this? And that way when I cut, you're not going to see my pencil marks. So it doesn't really matter if I'm not spot on, because when I put that on there, you won't know. Does it look like a candle shape? A flame? I think it does. All right, I'll chop these out and put them on, and then I'll move on to another idea. So there you go. So you could have that as a piece in a journal or on a card, but you could put it in a journal for some sort of celebratory occasion that you were journaling about. Now because that looks a little bit insipid, because I've used the white base, I'm wondering if I can do some edging around it. I might just put some washi on here and try it before I move on. See if it's going to look any good. And someone suggested to me in the comments, which I thought was a good idea, in yesterday's video when I was going around the edge of those words, the little quotes with some black, like this, they said, why didn't I put a white strip around it as well? I thought, oh yeah, that would be quite good. Now it depends what look you're going for. If you like that, you can do that. If you don't like that, then don't do it. Swipe this down. It's a bit yellow now. Everything's a bit yellow on the table. So what I'm going to do, because this is a sample, I'm going to do half with the black and then half I'll leave. I think that's probably the best way because this is a sample book. So just tracing, and I didn't do well on one side, but I did okay on this side. And then again tracing around. Might be better and easier if I go up the other way for these things. So I think I need to hold my pen up fairly straight to do this. And then this side's fine because this, I'm right-handed, so it's easy to drag the pen down the edge of this. The other one not so much, so I think I'll go in like this now. And then I'll turn it up this way to do the other edge. I think that works much better for me. There you go. So there's two different ideas there. There's this one, which is plain, and then there's this one with the outline on them. This is a bit more cartoony, I think, so it just depends what sort of card or what sort of journal page you're doing. But that's an idea of what to do with washi. I'm going to put this in, and then I'm going to move on and try another thing. So with this one, maybe I'll just use another piece of this card actually. And what I got is, if I can see it, here, couldn't see it for looking. I've got some of this, which is just a little bit of twine. Okay, and I need some wider washies on this one. Where are the wider washies? Like this one. Oh, that might look nice. Maybe I'll do a black and white theme. That might look quite nice, mightn't it? I'll get some of that really wide one off. Maybe, what else have I got? Oh, this one. I've got quite a few black and white actually. I didn't realise I had so much black and white. So there you go. And so what I want to do with these ones is, first of all, I need to cut this because it's too wide. And now I'm going to put it around the twine. So I'm just going to do that for now. Okay, and then I'm going to move through and do the others. So I think I'll take some of this black one this time. Actually, I might only just cut it this way rather than trying to go down the centre. I'm not sure why I did that before, but never mind. Try and put it up the right way though. Well, I suppose it doesn't matter. I can always turn the string, can't I? Then I'm going to take my scissors and I'm going to cut them into a triangle without trying to cut the actual string, the piece of fibre I've got that on. I just want to cut them into a triangle so they look like a little flag, a banner or whatever. I'm hoping this will work out. Again, these are not things I've tried before. But, you know, I'm always willing to try something new. Now I just trim that off before I go for the banner. I think they might look better if they're a bit longer. Try and get this one a bit longer. I also think it's much easier to cut them off after you've put them onto your piece of string. Last one. And now get rid of all those little bits of washi. And now I should be able to put this down on here so that it's like a little flag banner. What do you think of that for an idea? To have a little banner across your page. I think that's quite cute. All right, so that one can go into the book. Next is a book page. So washi and book pages go really well together. And what I'm going to do is take this really big spotty one that I've got and put it down on here. So you can see that the writing is still coming through. There's a little bit of a crease there. Let me see if I can get that out. Yeah, they're coming out fairly well. And then what I'm going to do now is I'm going to put that onto a tag. I'm going to cut the bottom of this off so I've only got the tag with the washi over it. I'm going to cut it into a tag shape. Oh, a bit more on this side's wanted. So now I've got that. And now I'm going to take another piece of card, maybe this skinnier piece here, and I'm going to start making something to go on top of this. So I think I'll start, I might do one in the bright first, I think. So I'm just going to pop these down. I'm going to try and get them straight. The first one's always the difficult one, isn't it? If that's straight, then everything else should be fine. I wonder how much washi everyone else has. I saw on this Facebook group the other day, and this lady had she had buckets and buckets of it, you know. She probably had 20 or 30 times more than I do, which was pretty amazing. I was like, wow, that's pretty amazing. And she was actually asking, what can I do with my washi? Because I collect it and don't use it. And I thought, that's a great subject for my next video. So that's why I'm doing this one. Look at this pretty one. These ones are really beautiful. I'll get a darker one in there too. Yeah, this one. Just want to rip these first before I do any more. I'll trim that, even though I'm going to cut it further, I'll trim it because it's just easier. Otherwise it's a bit hard to control the washi. I think I need some more green. So if you're going to do this, you could probably just sit and do like endless things like this. Cover them up, and I don't know why I'm trimming that off, but I am. And just using up all of the washi that you have. Look at this little one. I think I need to use that. And I've also got another little green one here. Oh, trees are upside down. Put that on there. And what else have I got? Oh, that's not the right colour. Do try and keep them in like these, all these bright, or not, they're not really bright, they're more pastel-y colours, but this sort I keep in one lot, and then the other sort of Tim Holtzy brownie ones I keep in another. Now that is my tape, and again I'm going to turn it over and I'm going to try and draw like a primitive heart. Try and get this a bit better and more of a primitive heart shape than what I did before. Okay, that's better. And now I'm going to cut around this and see what we get on the other side. So you could do this for any shape you wanted, just layering the washi tape over onto something like this, a piece of manila card or a piece of old cardstock or whatever, and then just cut a shape out of it. How cute is that? It's adorable. I love it. And now I'm going to put this down on here. It's a bit lost on there though, isn't it? Okay, I'm going to have to change my mind, I think. I think that's much better on there. It really pops it up. But I'm just going to put some glue on these points where I pulled it off that book page now, and put this down instead. Could probably have made this a teeny little bit bigger. Okay, so that's another idea. I'll pop that in the book in a moment.